Hi Spirit Fam, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an August message for all of the Cancers out in the collective. I want to thank you all so much for being here and welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive, a spiritual coach, and a sound healing practitioner. I want to point out here that this is going to be a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with every single Cancer out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. So without further ado, Cancer, let's go ahead and dive right into your August message. Hi Cancer, welcome back. As you can see, we have a very different setup today. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to draw your oracle cards first. We are going to go through those and then we will dive right into the tarot. So okay, this is very interesting, Cancer. You got the Three of Keys here with the chess game. And what I find very interesting about this is that when I was shuffling your deck, this chess game card came out. So you are obviously meant to have this card right here. You also got the Wilding. And your last card is the Grace for the Grand Gesture. Okay, so let me center these very quickly and then we will dive right into your message here. So the Three of Keys, the chess game. So right off the bat, I can tell you that I feel that this is truly representative of being very strategic about your actions, the things that you are actually doing in your life. Now, understanding that everything, every action that we take, even the reactions that we take, it's all about playing a game, right? It's all about being strategic. And it's basically picking and choosing which path we're ultimately going to take in order to get us to our destination, right? Understanding that with this chess game, I feel that it's important for you to remember that no matter how challenging your life might be or the experiences that you might have, it's important for you to maintain inner peace, right? And I feel like the phrase, it's all about how you respond to situations or life or relationships, not how you react. Understand that the people that are around you, now this is going to be important, understanding that when you're playing chess, the other person that's playing with you has their own agenda. And what's representative for you here with this Three of Keys is understanding that all of the pieces on the board game have their own agenda. They have their own purpose. So it's not about, being aware of everyone else. It's about you being aware of your path, your actions, and where you are ultimately wanting to go. Understand that there's going to come a time where you're going to have to distance yourself or leave from certain situations or circumstances. And it's all about you being very observant, being very aware of how things are unfolding in your life. Now, I say this because, when you see a chessboard, it's all about strategy. And for some, it's really about making sure that the strategy that you use is beneficial to you, but it's also about blocking others. And I feel that ultimately this message isn't so much about others. It's more about you. I think you needing to have a sense of how you ultimately play the game of your life. because that's ultimately what's the most important for you. How you play the game, how you respond, how you perceive the game in your life is how things unfold for you. So next we're going to move on to the wilding here, which is representative of two swords crossing each other. Now, this indicates a time for you to connect to the most primal parts of yourself, right? It's about understanding yourself, that you might have to detach from certain situations, from certain people. Again, it's the same message here. And I feel this is really about you having a really clear understanding here, Cancer, that, again, it's not about other people. It's really about you. Now, I'm going to read you a small little portion from the book here on the wilding, because I love the message that the book always gives. When I tell you these, how I interpret these things, it's really because it's what my angels and what my guides are really showing me. But I want to read you here something where it says, the wildling is raw, empowered, and independent. Many people are intimidated by them because they need little from others and prioritize radical freedom, which can be unsettling as most of society operates within unspoken expectations and contracts. The wildling burns the contract and heads into the woods. So I feel that what Spirit is really wanting you to be very aware of here, Cancer, is that you're not meant to conform. You're not meant to follow the crowd. You're meant to stand out. You're meant to play the game the way that it is meant to be played by you. It's not about you worrying or caring so much about how others perceive you or what they think of you or how they see you. This is about you aligning to your path, playing your game the way that you feel it needs to be played, because that is what you align with. That is what sets you free. That is what sets you apart from everybody else. Now, the grace for the grand gesture, this is also a very beautiful card. And this card resonates with Archangel Raphael. And this is the Malachite stone. So in the book, the grace for the grand gesture really speaks about the reverence of this. And what it says is, we bring you the gift of grace for the grand gesture. Although there are times when even the smallest act, such as choosing to think a positive thought, is enough to transform your world, there also comes a time for the leap of faith, the grand gesture of unconditional trust that will free you from the past and empower the universe to gift you a new future. The grand gesture is the big step, the willingness to say to the universe, I trust you, and I know it is time for life, as I have known it to give way for a bigger, bolder experience, and I am willing to allow you to lead me into it. You then make an offering which confirms your declaration and empowers the universe to reward the faith you have demonstrated. The grand gesture cannot be forced. If it comes from a place of should or uncertainty, then you are not ready. The grand gesture must be unconditional. It must be something you offer, not for what you can get in return, but because you are willing to offer something of yourself in service to love. But when it comes from this place, the grand gesture is a trigger for divine grace to express itself in your life in an entirely new way, surpassing all expectations and showering you with blessings. Cancer, this is an absolutely beautiful message. And I feel that what your message this month is that it's really time. I think this is kind of twofold for you, Cancer. It's really time for you to trust yourself, to honor yourself, to be willing to empower yourself enough to give to yourself in unconditional ways. The other part of it is really about you trusting that the universe and that your guides and that your angels have a brighter future for you, that you are willing to give unconditionally your time, your service, your efforts, so that you can be promised a better future. I feel that what it's ultimately saying is that when you're on the board of life and you are presented with situations or people that sort of block your path or sort of trigger you, right? They want to trigger you to react instead of respond, and they want to get in your way and really prevent you from standing in your ground or standing in your truth. This is where you need to declare yourself with the wildling that I am free, I am sovereign, I stand my own ground, and I choose my own path, and I can forage ahead without the fears or without doubts that I'm making the wrong choice. Because again, this is about listening to your inner truth, listening to that inner calling that is within you. The wildling it's raw. It's about you being empowered and standing up for yourself and saying, this is what I declare for myself. That is all by standing in your power and empowering yourself and declaring what you desire. This is about offering that grace for grand gesture. It's about remembering that you are powerful. It's about understanding that you are loved, that you are supported. It's understanding that you are worthy of standing in that space and having all that you desire. So let's dig a little bit deeper here, Cancer, to get more insight for you. So we are starting off with the 10 of Michael. I absolutely love this. Okay, 5 of Ariel, the Page of Ariel, and the 5 of Michael. Yes. Okay, already I am absolutely in love with this for you, Cancer. So the 10 of Michael says, a situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. So what this is saying is that whenever we witness a 10, the 10 is all about a new beginning. Because a 10 reduces to a 1. So that means that everything that has transpired from this moment on, from the moment that you hear this message here, Cancer, that is in the past. You must leave it in the past. Now it is an opportunity for you to stand in your power, to declare exactly what it is that you desire for your life and start moving towards that. The beautiful thing here is that you're going to probably come across some self-sabotaging experiences here, because I see it here with this 5 of Ariel, which says that you needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. So what this is saying is that in moments of doubt or fear, as you let the past go, as you move forward, right? Understanding that sometimes you might be privy here, Cancer, to a little bit of self-sabotage. But in moments when you are facing those negative thoughts or those moments of, self-sabotage, understand that you're not alone. Understand that your team is there with you. And all you need to do is call upon them. That's part of declaring your empowerment. That's part of declaring exactly what it is that you want. Understand that when you face the shadow aspects, and that's part of self-sabotage, when you face those aspects of yourself, that doubt and that fear, when that comes up, it is there because you're needing to see it clearly. And in order for you to see it clearly, you have to understand it. And by understanding it, you then can sort of shift your perspective and recognize that, you know what, I don't believe this anymore. This isn't a part of who I am, and it's not who I want to be going forward. Okay. Next, you have the Page of Ariel. which is an excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. So this page of Ariel is the Page of Pentacles. Now understand this is about being very practical but balanced, and understanding that you have to come to the understanding, Cancer, that when there are certain dreams or aspirations that you are trying to achieve, understand that the more practical you are and consistent you are about putting energy into that, like the more you envision it, the more you start to envision it every single day, you start to begin to believe it at some point, right? And so understand that those negative times, understand that those times of doubt and fear are far and in between. It's not going to be something that's every day, right? Which is why you have to remember that in those times when you feel fearful or you feel doubtful that you're going to change or that your life is going to change, this is when you need to call in your team. You need to call in the reinforcements, because you have the Five of Michael here. And I love this, right? Because this is saying that the situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome and consider taking a more uplifting approach. What I love about this is that your guides and your angels are ultimately saying you have to recognize that your own thoughts can often trigger certain perceptions and beliefs in your mind. When you become aware of that, this is when you call in for those reinforcements. This is when you call in your guides and your angels to help you change your perception, change those thoughts, so that you can then be aligned with a more fulfilling future, right? Where you envision being happier, being in a better situation than you currently are. And you continue to feed that dream and that vision, because you have to recognize that the only way you're going to be able to step out of where you are is by taking accountability for your own actions. Now remember, this is about playing the game, because you got the chess game. So how you play the game, the actions that you take when you are playing the game ultimately leads you towards your destination. So this is no different than me saying for you, Cancer, that, it isn't about the destination. It isn't about getting to where you're going. It's about the journey. It's about the experience, the things that you are learning while you're playing the game. Okay? So, Archangel Metatron has been showing up like crazy in all of the messages lately. Look at this here, Cancer. So here we have for you the Chariot with Archangel Metatron. We have the World card with Archangel Michael, and the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. So here is what they're wrapping up your message here, Cancer, for. With the Chariot card, this talks about being having determination and self-control. This is about you pushing yourself forward, continuing to move forward, not letting the fears and the doubts stop you from making the necessary changes or taking necessary steps towards a different future, okay? What I love here is that the Chariot is all about movement. And this is about you understanding that the more determined that you are in trusting yourself, in taking, conscious action towards, a better future, towards what you are envisioning for yourself, you will start to witness that. And other people will acknowledge that. Other people will begin to see your movement, and they'll be asking you, what are you doing? Right? Next, with the World, this wants you to know that this ultimately results in a very happy ending for you. The understanding that everything is going to come full circle, and that this is going to represent spiritual growth and insight for you. The World is all about a completion. It's about understanding that whatever cycle that you are currently in this game that you are on this month, understand that it's all going to come full circle. You're going to have a much like an aha moment, a moment where you're going to be like, I get it. I understand. I now know why I had to go through this and why I had to take the certain steps that I did in order for me to get to where I am. And last but not least, the High Priestess here, which is powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. What I love about the High Priestess is the High Priestess is really about that spiritual knowledge that we have when we give ourselves permission to tune in and reflect on our experiences, on our lessons, and meditate. It's tuning into that spiritual side of us, that higher self, and allowing that connection to guide us and provide us with the wisdom and the information and insight that we need going forward. So Cancer, here's what I want you to know. I feel that no matter where you are on the board of life, know that you are exactly where you need to be. You are experiencing exactly what you need to experience because it is helping you understand why you are experiencing it. And if you're still struggling, then it's time that you sort of take a step back. You reflect inwardly, meditate, call in your guides, call in your angels, and ask for the guidance and the clarity that you need in order to understand the situation or the circumstance a little bit better. And know that you have the capacity to be able to change the outcome. It's all about envisioning it for yourself and believing it wholeheartedly and trusting that it will be there for you when it is time. So Cancer, this is your message this month. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next month with your new message. Bye, guys.